This is a BiggerPockets calculator. I think you all got this sheet right here. And I'm not picking on BiggerPockets tonight, but it sounds like I do. Everybody is familiar with BiggerPockets, I think. BiggerPockets, I can't tell you how proud they are of this calculator. I see it plugged all the time. These are BiggerPockets calculators. I have clear thoughts as to what I think the use of this calculator would be, and it doesn't have to do anything with calculating the value of this property. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. I'm not saying that you should use it or you shouldn't use it. All information has value. This is a free, you can use it for free on their website. You can be a part of their pro program and use it all the time. But what happened was I got someone that's been to a couple of meetings, a really good young man who's really desperate to get involved in changing what he's doing. He's trying to figure out where to drive to neighborhoods. And so he sent me this property that was on the BiggerPockets calculator. And what happened was, on the other side, you're plugging in numbers, and they use the term after repair value. And somewhere the number $120,000 came up as what the after repair value of this property would be. Where that number comes from, I have no idea. I mean, that's a number that somebody comes up with. And there's an $87,000 project cost. And so the other side of the first page of the calculator, you're plugging in these numbers, and the information leads you to believe that this piece of property has got an instant equity of $56,000. And they got to that $56,000 of equity, which looks good. If you think that, I mean, if you're new and you're wanting to get excited, you're thinking, man, I'm going to make a lot of money in real estate, I'm going to go out and buy a house, I'm going to have an instant equity of $56,000 because I'm going to be able to buy a house that's been listed on the market for 94 days when I ran it before a couple of days ago, 96 days now. It's listed. Nobody's made an offer to buy it. And yet somehow you're going to spend $5,000 in repairs and $2,500 in closing costs, and you're going to convert this property that nobody wants to buy on Tennessee Avenue yet. But you can buy it for $79,000, and you can make it worth $120,000. And BiggerPockets calls that equity. It is not equity under any criteria, under any definition of criteria in 2016. It may have existed as a word in equity or used in equity or thought process in some other time, but no longer. The term after repaired value you should get out of your vocabulary as quickly as possible and begin using terms like repairs that are necessary to the property. So the thought process is, so then you find a house, you look at the market, I'm rambling a little bit. What happens is you are trying to analyze where you want to be, and you begin putting these numbers together, and because eventually you're going to want to borrow money or you're going to want to sell the property to somebody else, right? You either are going to buy it, remodel it, and sell it to someone, or you're going to take your contract and assign it to someone. So this information is to be really important, and how the information is created, there needs, I view, if you took this information to any standard CPA, they would say these are badly done. I mean, they wouldn't say they're wrong. They would say this is what we would consider to be normal and acceptable accounting procedures. One of the reasons is that on the BiggerPockets calculation, they have total annual cash flow. And their total annual cash flow is created after some plug-in numbers that say that your total annual cash flow is your expenses plus your mortgage paydown are added together to create your cash flow. Well, the reality is that is what the math is, but unfortunately, your mortgage paydown is not an operating expense of your business. It is, you either have a mortgage or you don't have a mortgage. You may have a 10% mortgage or a 1% mortgage. It's not an operating expense of the business. What you have to pay the mortgage with is the operating profit, the net operating profit. And that gets to be really important because net operating income, the net operating income is used multiple places in valuations. Calculating your cash flow comes after your net operating income, and then you can subtract your debt service, as a separate line item, because that'll be different for everybody, right? Probably be different. I have a standard line that says, if anybody can borrow money from Regis Bank to flip a house, I'll buy lunch. So, they might loan you money on a calculator like that, but I can tell you none of the bankers I work with would do that. And by the way, this calculator has got all kinds of really fancy stuff with it. It's got graphs, it's got moving lines, it's got equity appreciation. Yeah, that does not do anything for people that can act. It may do something for a branch manager, right? Because it looks good. But somebody who can actually go to loan committee or who has the green light ability to say, I'm going to approve your loan, that stuff doesn't mean anything. I don't think, I am speaking out of turn, I don't know anybody who can do that would impress. What I care about is having something that is straight line, it's simple, it has no flash associated with it, but it gives you what the real information is that you need to have to make a decision on a piece of property. And that in general, it conforms to best practices of the CPA firms, right? Now, I picked on BiggerPockets, but if you go to Narada Turnkey Investing, and a couple of other turnkey investing companies that are all the time advertising, both on BiggerPockets and all kinds of other places, you will see that in their calculations, they add in the total depreciation of the property. And it's so appalling to me, they add in the total depreciation of the property without even subtracting the value of the land that would normally be allocated to the purchase price of the property. They just take straight line depreciation on the purchase price, and they plug that in for investors to see, and then as the tax benefits that you're going to receive. It's the full depreciation, it's not the tax benefit you're going to see. There's a potential tax benefit, but again, meaningless to us. And then they add mortgage interest paid as another tax benefit. But again, it's the total number. And Narada then looks at what your total returns are going to be based on these numbers that get added into the project and give you these phenomenal, unbelievable rates of return of 15, 18, 25, 30, 35, 40% rates of return. And for new people who are beginning to learn and they know just enough to be eager to spend $40 or $1,000 or $100,000 to buy something because it looks like they're going to get this rate of return, it's just not there in my opinion. Other people may say that it is there. I'm sure Narada can defend their position perfectly, and they have people on staff who do. I just disagree with it. So that's my prerogative. You all can make up your own minds.